আমার সঙ্গে আছেন অতিথি রেমন সি ডেভিস। আমরা আশা করছি আজকে আলাপচারিতা ভালো লাগবে আপনাদের। Mr. Davis, welcome to the show.
Welcome, and thank you for having me here.
The University of Asia Pacific, South Asia Enterprise Development Facility ও Engineering Staff College বাংলাদেশের আয়োজনে ট্রেনিং ওয়ার্কশপ অন ISO 14000 সিরিজ অ্যান্ড EMS ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশন শীর্ষক সেমিনার অনুষ্ঠিত হলো গতকাল IEB সেমিনার রুমে। আমেরিকার RL এন্টারপ্রাইজের প্রেসিডেন্ট এবং চিফ এক্সিকিউটিভ অফিসার রেমন সি ডেভিস। Mr. Davis, you're here to conduct a workshop on ISO 14000.
That is correct.
Tell us a little bit about the workshop.
The workshop contains the series of ISO 14000, which stands for the International Organization of Standardization. And it deals with how the various standards for dealing with environmental management systems. And the core document is the ISO 14001 specification document, which is what organizations get registered to in order to show from a third-party audit that they're meeting the requirements of the standard. And the standard is also now required by the World Trade Organization for all companies that are going to do export. So we are here through the South Asian Economic Development Facility, through the International Finance Corporation, a part of the World Bank, under contract to conduct this workshop for 30 individuals from their organizations so that they can go back and be able to implement the ISO 14001 standard for their organizations.
Mr. Davis, for our viewers, could you please explain to us what ISO is?
The International Standard Organization of Standards is a conglomerate of 120 countries that agree on consensus-driven standards. And so the ISO 14000 series is a long work of all countries agreeing within their country and then countries to countries agreeing on what the final standard will actually be. And so this has been finalized, the ISO 14001 standard, since 1996, and as recently as of last November 2004 went through its first revision.
Just to give an explanation, these are basically quality standards that companies must conform to.
So this is something like the ISO 9000 series, which is the quality management system, which has been out since 1994 and has gone through revision in the year 2000. Now the ISO 14000
has environmental components.
Environmental components of how an organization deals with its activities, products, and services, and how it interacts with the environment. So this is very important for companies that want to export and that are members of the World Trade Organization.
To talk about your workshop, the 30 companies that came for the workshop, which sectors did they represent?
It represents many sectors here in Bangladesh and the People's Republic of Bangladesh. The textile industries, the cement industries, service-oriented industries, those that have exported products are the first 30 that have been attending this week-long workshop.
So you've been working with these companies, and I believe some of the companies in Bangladesh already have ISO 14001.
Yes, there are a few, a cement company and I believe another industry that's service-oriented that have achieved ISO 14001 certification.
You're talking about environmental concerns, and you've interacted with these companies, you've also seen the situation here. What sort of concerns that they need to look at this point in order for them to prepare themselves for the 14001?
Well, one of the things under ISO 14001 is it looks for a commitment to continual improvement of your environmental performance. How do you actually perform as far as your waste being generated, the consumption of raw materials and natural resources and energy? And it looks for a commitment to continual improvement of your environmental management system. It looks for a commitment of prevention of pollution, and it looks for a commitment of the organizations to comply with their regulations from the country that they're from and any other regulations that are applicable to their operations.
What was your impression after interacting with these industry people and the 30 companies that you interacted with and you took the workshop? What's been your impression?
These 30 companies are very interested in the ISO 14001 standard. It's a very competitive market that a lot of their industry sectors are in, and they want to be able to have Bangladesh products to be exported out. So they're very eager, and we're very willing and very absorbing of all the information. a lot of the companies that were ISO 9000 had an understanding of systems management, but now it was looking at it from an environmental perspective instead of quality perspective. So it was very well received, very diligent in all the work, and a lot of questions, and very eager, I believe, to get back to their organizations to go through the implementation process.
You've been conducting these workshops all over the world.
Yes, we have. We've been a part of the technical advisory group representing the United States back in when the international standard was going through its draft finalization. And so we've been able to conduct these courses in Canada, Mexico, Japan, and the European Union. And of course all through private sector and government sectors in the United States also.
It was wonderful talking with you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. .com. Mr. Davis, thank you very much for coming to the show.
And thank you for having me. I look forward to being here again.
Also, Doobie.
Thank you.
শুভ হোক আজ সারাদিন।